the title. And, you know, something to be said about schools that have basketball history but haven't been here in decades. We mentioned 30 years, the drought on one side. The last championship opportunity for this crowd, for Southern, 1959, a little further back even than that. So they have been here in a championship environment, but for both schools, it's been a little bit of a gap, and both of them looking for the first crown all the time.
And they've had a lot of great forward. They've had a lot of great players, too.
Yeah, you hear these two schools, and different individuals come to mind. And we'll talk about some of those as we roll through the evening. Question for us tonight, Coach, is who's going to write their name on that line and add their name to that amazing list? Who will be our performers in this one tonight? You know, we've talked before each of the three games prior about the adjustments you have to make as a high school player playing in a college environment. What are they dealing with here as they get ready to duke it out at Lawrence Joel?
Well, they got a chance to play it here, so the depth perception shouldn't be too bad. The problem when they come over the half court, it's larger than a high school court, and they have to go further to start their offense. Because if they don't start their offense, they start it so far out. If you pass the ball to the wing and it's 6-7 feet out, you're going to take 2 or 3 extra dribbles to get to the basket, and that's the difference.
Complete game changer, as well as the media coverage and timeout. And from the home of the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, we are set to tip between the Spartans and the Eagles. And a quick start for this Eagles squad as they lay home a bucket right away. You think these two individual squads were ready to go at it? Mr. Dawkins says absolutely. He has the first basket of the game. 2-0 start for Smith. Quick feed. Glaspie, one of the Glaspies, couple on this roster. It's going to be taken away, and here's Mann. Tayshawn Mann, a senior in this starting unit for Smith. In fact, upperclassmen adorn this starting unit. A group of 4 seniors and a junior for the Golden Eagles.
Being very patient.
Well, able to hang on there. Tayshawn Mann looking to double the lead early, and he will have it roll out. Eventually into the hands of A.J. Mormon Jr. The freshman to the other end. Disrupted by Dawkins. And then the effort to hang with it is rewarded. Jackson Keith and company. Something to celebrate right here. It's worth another glance.
Good job. Take it right to the hoop. That's what you got to do. Take it right to the hoop and get them in foul trouble.
Jackson Keith, senior. Now, there is the freshman Mormon Jr. that we talked about. Beyond that, all seniors and juniors in the Southern lineup. So you got one player out of the 10 starting, not in his junior or senior classification. All that experience should make a major difference.
Big difference. Big difference.
As well as having played in the building in the semifinals. That helps as well.
And it's not so much, a big difference in experience. It's a big difference in the evolution of growing up. When you're a senior and a junior in high school, 2 different sized people.
Helps the wingspan, if nothing else.
Oh.
It's going to be out of bounds on the baseline. Our officials, by the way, in this one, Richard Goldsby, Letitia Strickland, and Jason Dunker, the 3 responsible for this one. Alternate official, Rashawn Jarman, if needed. This is going to rim out, and quick effort to put it back. More than that, Kenny Miller Jr. with the bucket. Quick 3 ball from the corner, and there is our initial one-care NC three-pointer. Nothing but the twine for Glaspie. Whistle out top. Gonna head the other way. Southern celebrates it, as well as a 6-4 advantage early before grabbing the handle on the basketball. How about this start, Coach?
Yeah, Southern will, and they'll run and they'll shoot the ball at the break. Smith's not doing that right now. They're being very patient.
What a no-look feed. Finish true. Zaquan Bowling, one of the seniors in the scorebook. Well, but that feed's what grabs your attention there.
Yeah, Smith's there.
Doubled up by Southern 8-4 right now. Smith goes to work. Directing a little traffic, Tayshawn Mann. Ball on the floor, right on that North Carolina High School Athletic Association logo. Glad to have you with us. First day finale. Our broadcast brought to you by Riddle and Riddle throughout the day. Man puts it on the floor. He'll turn around and did not connect from the heart of the lane. He's going to ride A.J. Mormon Jr. all the way up the floor. Keith, who had the basket earlier, gives it off to Glaspie, who was pushed, and that is a second quick team foul whistle here against Smith.
I'd like to see if that ball moved now. Oh, that ball was not even. That was a bad call.
Actually, third called, and all three of them, interestingly enough, assessed well initially. Let's check that. Looks like a couple of personals on Dawkins out of the three whistled for the Golden Eagles. We'll double check that for you. Inside and underneath, and Bowling's going to draw contact. That is going to go against Payne. Boy, Payne fills up the lane, does he not? But he makes contact right here.
He's a big kid.
Bowling to the line. Here comes his first South College free throw. South College, where dreams find direction. Sponsors of our free throws throughout the course of this first period. And the Spartans already up 8-4, looking for more with this South College free throw opportunity. Did double check that for you. The four fouls, two of them have been called on Dawkins, one of them, or excuse me, the other two called on Payne. So they're split evenly between those two thus far. All four fouls whistled have been against the Golden Eagles, interestingly enough. 4:35 to go in the period, and the South College free throw makes it 10-4. That's the answer from the Spartans thus far. 10-4 to a tremendous start. And it's out of bounds. Will be Southern ball once more.
Yeah.
Very nice crowd here tonight. You look around, and the lower bowl of this building filling up, continuing to fill up as they file in for the 3A boys title game.
Smith's got good shots. They're not taking shots. They're holding the, I don't know what they're doing. They're going north. They're going east to west. They're not taking the ball to the basket. They really start going downhill, though.
Right now, they find themselves in a defensive posture as A.J. Mormon Jr. brings it up the floor.
They're back in the zone, so they're changing it up to see if they can slow it down.
Move out of Durham with the basketball. Right there at the window, but Keith had it disrupted, and it ended up too strong. Foul out top. It's going to be the first whistle against Southern, and it goes against Glaspie. Sub coming in as Smith will turn to Caden Turner-Scott. Caden Turner-Scott in his junior campaign. One of the first off the bench for the Golden Eagles. Top to man. Turner Smith, freshly into the game, won't have the on-target approach to the three ball. Mormon Jr. aloft, and it's front of the iron. Man has designs on going quick here. Zips one to the corner. There's enough of a window to shoot, but it's back of the iron. Little touch for Kenny Miller Jr. He will be whistled for the foul with 3:31 left to play. That already a 15th foul against the Golden Eagles. Fast start and a 4 lead for Southern at the 3A title game.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home.
Championships notched for the Corbian boys in Class A for the Cherokee girls. And just moments ago, Western Alamance became the third to receive medals and trophies. Who will join them on this Friday night? Something right about Friday night and high school sports. And Smith and Southern have started with a bang. 10-4. You can make it 11-4 as this South College free throw is connected on. Coach, all around, very nice start for Southern.
It is, and Smith is nervous. They're not doing anything, not going to the basket. They have to get out of this funk here, and they will. They need to score. They need to score a few times.
First trip to a state championship environment in 30 years for Smith, and the first time since 1959 for the Spartans of Southern, both of them looking to become first-time champions as they both came up on the short end of those trips. Here's a whistle, and you hear the building. You love it that the fans are on the edge of their seats. You're going to get mixed reviews on about everything tonight.
Tayshaun Mann at the line for Smith.
I don't know. There were some people that hit him.
Foul going to be assessed. Jackson Keith. It's his first personal. Tayshaun Mann knocks down a South College free throw. Plenty of credit to our officials. We gave you their names a little bit ago. They've done such a nice job in all four contests on what are so often difficult calls to make. Game for Southern is Devin Perkins, one of the seniors, wearing jersey number 3. Both of those good. Taking advantage of the South College free throw line. 5 for 5 on one side, 2 for 2 on the other. These teams have combined 7 of 7 from the charity stripe. A coach loves to hear that, right?
Exactly right. I tell you, they need to loosen up a little bit, make some shots. They have to make some shots, loosen up. They're in that zone, 2-3 zone.
Southern having doubled up Smith to this point. 12-6.
This could be, it's slowing them down. It's slowing them down zone.
Zipped across. Keith. 3 rims out. High up there to pull it down was Dawkins. And freshly in, back in, Kenny Miller Jr., senior, with a basket. 2:27 to go in the first period. Kenny Miller Jr. just scoring a moment ago. Look to attack again.
Nice walk.
Dawkins will try over top of a defender. And that's in the hands when all is said and done of Perkins. Looking ahead. Waiting for a window and drawing the contact is Kejon Hughes, one of the seniors, going to the line.
Caden Turner Scott, first personal.
To Southern Durham, they want to push the ball, boy. They want to push it up there. If they see something, if not, they bring it back out. Very well coached.
Number 5, Tayshaun
Well,
Mann.
getting in position to draw contact. Hughes makes it count for South College free throw. Bowling is back in. And Jakari Glaspie in the contest as well for Southern.
It's going
Here's a toss out top. Johnson. Seeing some players with some big time offers in this one.
Oh, yes. You got Keith going to Butler.
Those will no doubt mount as this evening gives more individuals a chance to become stars.
They're looking for a good shot, that's for sure.
They're taking their time to get one. Smith resets.
They got to go downhill. There you go.
Manuel.
Downhill.
Doesn't happen.
Downhill.
Still scrambling for it. Why not from the elbow? That won't go either. With 1 and change to play, the sequence ends because bodies hit the deck, and the foul's going to send it the other direction. It may have been Kenny Miller Jr.
Golden Eagles foul charge to number 3.
It is.
Kenny Miller Jr. That's his second.
2 on Kenny Miller Jr., 2 on Dawkins, 2 on Payne in the early going here. 1:17 to go. What have been your impressions of this first period, Coach?
Southern Durham is really good. They run. They're very comfortable with their play. Right now, Smith is just they're running their offense and not going downhill. I don't know. They're passing the ball too much and not looking to shoot.
Jackson
So that,
at line.
a little nervous, I guess.
First of the South College free throws knocked home by Jackson Keith. There you see the head man, 3-3-6, the mantra, it takes us all for the Belt Boys. Came to win championship belts, he said. But you said it, trying to settle in to this environment as they now trail 15-8 with the basketball and a minute plus to go in the opening stanza. Smith, good movement out top. Here's Dawkins. Too many gaps closed up quickly. With a head of steam goes man, and the call's going to be traveling. It's turned over to Southern. That is a fourth turnover early in this one.
Yeah, this is, it's
Dwight Vincent back onto the floor.
defensive. They're doing a great job of defense. They're sagging and blocking that middle. You're not going to be able to drive down there. They're not allowed to drive to the basket. They're not.
Made a tough sledding for Tayshawn Mann. Final minute of the opening quarter, and how about this job of getting close to the bucket? Jackson Keith, a force inside.
Yeah. Nice player.
Keith already 7 points in this opening period. A whistle as Miller Jr. tried to take it up, and it stops with 33.1 to play. That foul going to go
Southern
against
to number 4,
Vincent.
Dwight Vincent, first personal, team's third.
It's just the third whistle against the Spartans as a unit, and it's the first against Vincent. Or Jr. with the South College free throw.
Returning to the Smith lineup, number 1, Gavin Pelmore.
Miller
Number
with
2, Micah
5 to this
Cowan.
point. Smith subbing in Micah Cowan. And he's not alone. Gavin Palmore in the contest as well. Coach Partee turning to a couple of fresh bodies for the final 33 seconds of the opening period. Nice roll for the college, South College free throw. South College, where dreams find direction. Sponsoring all our free throws, and they've been good on them in this first period. 8 of 9 on one side, 4 of 4 on the other. A lot of shooting opportunities with all the contact in this first quarter. 20 seconds left in the period. And that kick. So it's 18.5. How do you handle this possession, Coach?
Well, it's very important. They're going to bring the ball in and hold it for the last shot, that's for sure. I would think. They're playing zone. You know, you don't have zone plays. Let's see what happens. Just make it up.
A.J. Mormon Jr. dribbling out top, 10.
All the players behind them. All the players are behind the defense.
Will that create a three? It will. One Care NC three-pointer just ahead of the horn. It runs the advantage to 10 after 1.
That was impressive. That was the drive and the kick out. That was impressive.
Drew everybody inside, and it created the opportunity from without.
Somebody up, your teammate up.
Solid first quarter for Southern. One quarter in the books. Southern doubling up Smith thus far. Here, look at the Oxnard and Permar first quarter stats. Oxnard and Permar, we make wrongs right. Coach, what jumps out at you?
Free throws, they're going to the basket. Southern's going to the basket. They're playing basketball, and they're putting them on the free throw line. So I think that's big. And it turns into not just points. It turns into a lot of stuff.
Combined 12 out of 13 from the free throw line thus far. That may bode well for whoever's trying to salt one away late. Here are the points in the paint, even at 6 apiece thus far. We thank Air Experts Heating and Cooling for tracking points in the paint. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Quick takeaway for Tayshaun Mann. Looks out front.
That's what they need. They need some easy baskets. That's the first fast break they've had the whole game.
And that's a great answer after the quarter break to come out and put something up quickly.
They need confidence.
Gets it inside single digits at 8.
They're playing the zone.
And the Dawkins layup. That rims out. Tapped away and somehow gathered up by Vincent. Well, just when it looked like Smith was going to get the basketball back, now they do. They use the size of Payne to make it reality. Tyseer Payne had it in his hands off the boards. What have you seen from Mann so far as a ball handler out top?
He needs to go north-south instead of east to west.
Dawkins pretty good so far. He continues to impress with his third field goal, give him 6 points in the first half.
That zone's helping him out.
3 that 2 deep. And somehow controlling the body, Jackson Keefe secures the bucket.
Pretty good balance there. He's a nice player. Going to Butler.
Quite a find for one of the premier, historically at least, major programs in the country. 22-14 the lead. Mann taking his time and weighing his options.
They're definitely taking their time.
In Dawkins' hands again. A little weird seeing a guy named Dawkins playing against the team from Durham, right? Yeah. Winding through. Somehow staying with it. Kenny Miller Jr. can't get it to fall, and now likely to get bowling as he was just trying to slap it away somehow. And, well, wait a minute. Let's see who this is actually going to be on. Yeah, going to be Vincent. They got Vincent on the interior, not bowling for trying to come from behind with that hack. And it will be a chance at the line for Jai Dawkins. That's a second personal foul on Vincent picked up. And it's the first of the quarter whistled against Southern. Officials gathering up, making sure everybody's on the same page. Ahead of the Caring Hands Home Health free throws. All our free throws in this second quarter are brought to you by Caring Hands Home Health. Put your needs in our Caring Hands. That's Caring Hands Home Health. And a look at Jakari Glaspie back in the thick of things.
The coach didn't think this was the person who got fouled, and they ended up taking the ball out of his hand. They put pressure on him, and he missed it.
Rare free throw miss in this one thus far on either side. Everything happening on the perimeter as the Golden Eagles try to close up the passing lanes. Jumper. True stroke from Jackson Keefe, the senior.
You know, nowadays you can shoot from the outside if you're big, and that kid can shoot from the outside.
He's already reached double figures, 11 in the contest for Jackson Keefe.
He's a player.
A couple of rebounds pulled down. Good start for Jackson Keefe in this first half. He passes the eye test as well. Stayed straight up as Tayshawn Mann impressed with the basket. Corner three, too strong. It'll stay on this end with 4:38 to play. Into the game, Gavin Palmore, the junior, returns. And that's going to give a seat to Tyseer Payne, the senior.
The difference in this game, Southern's get easier baskets. The ones they scored on.
Well, and they're making them. A.J. Mormon Jr.
Easier shots.
The freshman knocks down the three. 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, 27 on the board, and that 10-point lead, that arm's length separation reestablished.
Yes, and it's, you know what, that's the breaking point, too. You got to hang in there, stay focused. Ben Smith's got to stay focused. Don't lose it right now.
Stay focused on sticking around at halftime. Talk It Out NC Halftime Report is coming up for you. We'll have a special interview with Q Tucker, Commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. First half highlights, a whole lot more. Talk It Out North Carolina. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking. It is the Talk It Out North Carolina Halftime Report coming up about 4:30 or so from now. 27-17. Southern has led the majority of this contest, and they have reestablished that 10-point advantage.
They did that in the first 4 or 5 minutes. They got that lead. He's way out. He needs to move in there. He has to take what the defense gives him. Look at this, there's 15 feet between him and the defense.
That's a different floor scenario you were talking about, too. Makes it seem saturated.
Moving closer.
Smith with the movement of the basketball. Southern benches up. All the coaching.
They're going up against the zone for the first time. I guess it's a zone.
Down the left side of it. Snatched out of the sky by Jackson Keith. Spinning through. Ejected by Dawkins. Somehow able to put it back up. The Spartans were relentless this trip down.
And he stayed right with it. You know, it's what normally getting your shot blocked, but he stayed right with it. Once his shots get blocked, and he goes right back at it. He goes right back at it.
It'll take that kind of relentless effort to claim a title. That's what these 3A title hopefuls are battling it out for in Winston-Salem.
Good job.
We welcome you back to Winston-Salem and Wake Forest University, home of the Demon Deacons, with our Original Grills fan cam. Here's a look at some fans from tonight's 3A contest. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. These two teams looking to elevate their game to the tune of a first ever championship. A couple of teams that have barely lost this calendar year and duking it out for a title. And take a look at some of those enjoying themselves in the championship environment tonight on our Original Grills fan cam. Coach, back-to-back losses for Southern at the end of 2024. The hands of John Marshall and Westchester, the only setbacks this year. It was a loss to Greensboro Day on December 21st and a loss to Dudley on January 3rd, the only two setbacks of the season for the Eagles of Ben L. Smith. So it has been a while, not only since these two programs have been here to try for a state championship, but it's been a while since either of them have tasted defeat. Going to be interesting to see who stands tall when all is said and done after that successful trip to the line with the Caring Hands Home Health free throw.
Zone defense.
You heard the defensive switch from Coach. 3.5 and ticking downward to go in the opening half. The lead 11. Who's going to write the latest chapter here at the home of the Deeks? You know, we were talking about it earlier. You can almost see Tim Duncan, Randolph Childers, Rodney Rogers, and company walking through the tunnel and into this facility, a facility I know you've had some memories in over the years. I don't want to bring back bad memories, but those were some great teams that played on this floor, and now these high school players get to join that group of enjoying this environment. And how about shot taken and a whistle as a foul call? I ask you for good memories in this building. Give me a memory or two, period, from your time ACC-wise in this building.
I just remember Tim Duncan's senior night. That was good. Get rid of him. Get him out of here.
You were glad when eligibility was all gone. You know, they feel that way about some of these seniors on both these rosters. One thing you notice as we wade on into this 3A championship game, these are experienced players and they're showing it.
Yes, they are. They are. You know, the thing about Tim Duncan was we go down and double him, and he'd pass it out to all of them with three-point shooters. And then, so we just let him score his 35, and we played all the other guys. We never doubled Tim Duncan, which sounds stupid.
But it was pick your poison in those days with the Wake Forest team.
That's what it was.
Some of those amazing Dave Odom coach teams. You think about his banner hanging in the rafters here. You think about Skip Prosser's banner hanging in the rafters here. What those two gentlemen alone, from a coaching standpoint, meant to the sport of college basketball and still do on so many levels. Of course, Skip Prosser in mind's eye and memory, and Dave Odom, who's still very much involved on so many fronts, both here in Winston and beyond. Of course, Ryan Odom coaching ranks now.
Ryan's doing good.
Very nice job in Richmond, Virginia. So much history, so much pedigree from right here in Winston-Salem. Which of these names will be etched in North Carolina basketball history? 2 minutes and change left in the first half to make their mark.
There's a little strategy here. They're holding the ball against the zone. They want them to come out of the zone. And by the way, Dave Odom is not doing really well, so he's had some heart issues.
So thoughts go out, certainly, to the Odom family. You know, you think about Charlotte, and we talked about ACC basketball a little bit ago and what went on there. What Ryan Odom's team pulled off down there against that Virginia squad years ago, one of the great stories for a kid, and you talk about what it means to growth and youth. He grew up shooting in Virginia while his dad was on staff there in the historic facility there, U-Haul, and then lo and behold, if he didn't take care of business in Charlotte against that group. These are the stories that basketball gives you. You're talking about names and memories and so many things that come to mind that stand for a lifetime. And you look up at some of the names in the rafters, and long after their time in this sport may be over, Coach, they still live as legends. And that's the opportunity you have also for these communities in the high school ranks to create legendary status on a night like this. Trying to do that, leading at 30-19 is Southern. Smith really just looking for their sea legs still.
They still seem not comfortable offensively for some reason. They don't feel comfortable offensively.
Slowed back out top by Hughes. 1:15 and ticking downward in the opening half.
Staying in the zone. Ooh.
Well, stick around. West Shore home, play of the game. Have we seen it yet? It'll come prior to the conclusion. And our player of the game, brought to you by Riddle and Riddle, also among the superlatives selected. This building toward one, perhaps, and laid home beautifully by Dawkins. He has been good in this first half, and Jai Dawkins desires a little more.
Well, that was a really good moving. Good left hand.
Spartans foul, whistle on 0. A.J. Mormon Jr. First personal, 2/3.
That foul win against the freshman A.J. Mormon Jr. Just his first personal, and here is the Caring Hands Home Health and one chance. The free throw true. Boy, that was a nice looking stroke.
That was like one of the easiest shots they've made. They didn't even start doing that. Try to run, do something, dude. They look like they're in an offensive funk.
Well, the free throw line has been kind. 11 of 13, as we said on one side, 8 of 9 in this department. Inside the final minute of the half. Lead 8. Cowan. Slowed up, worked around at the top. Inside a half minute. Kenny Miller Jr. hands it off to Tayshawn Mann.
It's a zone, so.
See that 5? Howard, see that 3? Think of Paul when you think of the history of this building. What a moment it's been. And a Smith chance coming here. You know, they're trying to chip away here, Coach, in the very closing stages of the half.
Exactly. They look a little elusive. They look like they want to play.
Kenny Miller Jr.
Full half to come. And a key carrying hands home health free throw coming.
He's done a nice job.
Rims out. Reminder, you want to stick around when this final 2.9 is off the clock. We'll have the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Commissioner stats highlights, all a part of the Talk It Out North Carolina halftime report. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking. That's Talk It Out NC. Second of the carrying hands home health free throws. This one true. The lead shrinks to 7. Kendrick Johnson back in as he takes over for Miller Jr. on the Smith side of things. It'll be time for one heave from half court. And it is top of the backboard. Sets our halftime score in stone at Southern 30. Smith 23. Good half of basketball. And a 3-8 championship. But nothing settled just yet. Stick around. Halftime show coming up. As these two 3A powers separated by 7.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home. You're watching the Talk It Out Halftime Report. Talk it out. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking.
Well, hey there, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the state championship high school basketball games. Joining us is our long-standing partner all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Melissa Level. Melissa, are you loving these excellent basketball games?
I love it. What a great season it's been. To the best is right here now on television.
Best of the best is right. Now let's talk about that long-standing and robust partnership between Ingalls and high school championship athletics. What all does that entail?
It's just absolutely wonderful to be able to connect with all the schools within our region. You know, we're in 6 states, and so we have Friday Night Lights with football, we do basketball, we have softball, even some Olympic-style sports, and we go all the way up through college, and then of course some minor leagues. But we just love that high school spirit and the fun with that. A lot of those players work with us. A lot of their parents have it, shop at our Ingalls. So it's kind of like a big family coming to watch all of them play, right? So we love that.
We love it as well. Melissa, as always, thank you for taking the time to speak with us here today.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's get back to the game, folks.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home. You're watching the Talk It Out Halftime Report. Talk it out. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking.
Southern won the first quarter by 10. Smith surged back, outscored them 13-10 in the second. The separation is 7 at the intermission. Time for our halftime report to continue with Commissioner Q. Tucker's interview. Jay had a chance to sit down with her. Here are those moments.
Good to have you here, Commissioner Tucker, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and it's great to be here with you.
What are the biggest challenges facing high school sports today, and how is the NCHSAA addressing them?
This is education-based athletics, and we're trying to teach civility. We're trying to teach respect for one another, and that comes with playing in our programs. And so that continues to be something we address by pointing out instances of ejections to our membership. We try to reward good behavior by giving ejection-free certificates each year for what they've done the previous year. We have our student athlete advisory council, which is made up of students representing each of our regions across the state. And what we try to do with those young people is put them in a position where they learn leadership skills, and then they can get in front of their peers. They can be responsible for helping conduct conferences and summits with the idea that we're helping them understand you can be a good student, but you can also be a student athlete. And that's been working very, very well. It's not a new initiative, but I think what we've done is try to expand and grow the program.
What makes the basketball championship such a special event for schools, students, and communities?
So many of these young people who play on in these programs, and particularly basketball, football and basketball are obviously our most popular sports, but these young people are seen in church, they're seen in the grocery store, they're seen around towns, especially in your smaller communities. And so when you get to the ending of a season and their team is still standing, it rallies that community. It creates a buzz that you feel when you go into some of those smaller communities, and even in our larger communities, even though they are much more spread out. It's just an exciting time, and just to be able to go into the venues now that we are afforded to play in.
And Commissioner Tucker, I know you're a former basketball coach. What advice would you give to the coaches and the players competing in the championships?
Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about fans trying to get into the game, how fans buy the tickets. Coaches don't need to worry about that stuff. That's what their athletic director is for, principal. All of them will take care of that. And then final advice that I would give them is savor the moment.
We appreciate your time, Commissioner Tucker, and thank you for everything you do for high school athletics.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate this opportunity to talk about high school athletics in North Carolina.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home. You're watching the Talk It Out Halftime Report. Talk it out. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking.
Nothing settled between these two just yet. A lot of time left for Southern and Smith. It is an advantage of 7 for the crew out of Durham. As we welcome you back to our halftime coverage, time to glance back at the first half, and you're going to see a great deal. A big 5 inside. Jackson Keefe had 13 points and matched his jersey number in rebounds.
I know why he's going to Butler, because he's very good.
Passes the eye test, and he has been the catalyst
Shoot it.
for a team out front. Other side, lots of Jai Dawkins to this point. He has 12 points to lead the way for the Eagles.
And he looks loose. He looks like he's the only player in the team that looks very loose, like he's not uptight.
12 points, 4 rebounds, and a block for the junior Jai Dawkins. And the overall numbers brought to you by Oxner and Permar look like this. Oxner and Permar, we make wrongs right. What did you notice out of the first half stat sheet?
I think this turnover is wrong. That turnover is 33.
A little high.
I was looking at that. Not much. There's not much there. I really believe this game is going to be good here.
Evenly matched. Take a look at the points in the paint, and you see a +4 advantage on one side there.
Because Smith takes the ball to the basket. They don't shoot. They haven't shot the ball outside very much. You know, this game in the first 5 minutes, this half is going to be crucial for Smith.
Those points in the paint tracked by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your tune-up today. YourAirExperts.com. 30-23 the halftime score. One more half of basketball in the 3A boys ranks coming up right after the break.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home.
The desire of Coach Greg Motley's Southern Spartans was to leave no doubt. They find themselves out front by 7 as we are set for the third quarter to begin. On the other side, a group that wore shirts when they entered the building that said, "It takes all of us." The Golden Eagles of Ben L. Smith looking to surge from behind. They won the second quarter, Coach, so plenty to build on for the crew out of Greensboro.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jackson Keith get loose, take it to the basket, and play the game, and see what he does this half.
Talking about Jackson Keith, the talented big man for Southern. It's Smith with the first possession of the basketball, and it's in the hands of man out top. 30-23, cut that one away. In the back of your mind is the halftime score between these two. Halftime score, well, it's a little consequence when the next 16 minutes passes by. A champion that close to being crowned. Handle gathered up by man. He's going to put it on the floor and thought he had an ability to pass it to Payne, but it's beyond him. Here comes A.J. Mormon Jr. and the freshman ball handler. Had ahead of steam. Comes from behind. How about this takeaway? That's a hustle play. When things don't go your way on one end of the floor, erase it quickly.
That's a turnover. It is a bad turnover. Really bad.
E.J. Mormon Jr. a hustle play as he comes from behind to snatch it from his opponent. 7:05 ticking downward. First minute of the quarter nearly gone. No points on the board on either side yet. Will that change here? Not so. Snatched out of the sky by Jai Dawkins. He was the headliner in the first half of action. What's on Jai Dawkins in his play?
He played well. He really played well. Now this is what they're going to play against. Well, they're playing man. They're playing man. Got to feel loose and just go to the basket. Play down, take it to the hoop.
Coach giving you that inside look at what's happening. How about this window just off the glass for Kenny Miller Jr. Cuts it to 5.
Here we go.
Jackson Keith feeds Glaspie. And now a little bit uncontrolled. Bowling tried to get close. Through contact, no whistle. Here's a toss. Beautifully executed. Jai Dawkins lays it home. Just like that, a one-possession game.
First 5 minutes was very important, and they did it. So here we go.
Won the second quarter, winning the early stages of the third after trailing by 10 after 1. Norman Jr. tried to deliver it to Jackson Keith, but it is lost out of bounds.
Those kind of turnovers you don't mind. You really don't mind.
Southern is going to want a timeout. Things going Smith's way. In the early stages of the third quarter, 27 on the board now. And the separation just 3. You called for Smith to settle in a little bit in the latter stages of that first half. Boy, have they done so now.
Well, you don't want to be playing the game side to side. And that's what they were doing in the first half. And now they're just going. They're taking off. Hopefully they continue to do that.
We looked at these two teams on paper. You thought this had a chance to be a very entertaining game. It seems to be shaping up as such.
Yes, and I think right now it's exactly where I thought it should start, but I didn't know that they would be a little nervous. Smith was nervous, but I think they're back in it now.
Southern 30, Smith 27. Two teams that haven't been here in some time. It's been 3 decades for the Golden Eagles.
You know, they're even coming out of the timeout. They're bouncing on their toes. Totally different feeling.
They are embracing that once in 3 decades chance they have here. It's been 1959 the last time the Spartans of Southern were here. Both teams lost those trips, looking to claim their school's first title in this one tonight.
See, now they're playing. They're aggressive.
Traveling violation. His man tried to toss that to Cowan. It will be Southern basket. Yeah, both teams have worked through whatever early jitters there might have been from the state championship environment, and now it's going to be who plays the best basketball in the second half.
Yeah, they look totally different, Smith. The offense is different.
A.J. Mormon Jr. Impressive when you consider he's in his freshman classification.
They got out of that zone.
Long way from the bucket for Jackson Keith. He'll try and change that, and they're going to whistle him for traveling. Spartans turnover. Cowan to inbound.
I don't know.
Here's another look.
Yeah, he walked. He walked right there.
He ended up running into the defender.
Yeah.
Here comes man. All the way across. Free from the corner. Short.
That's good, though, but they're playing now. They're playing to win.
Trying to connect on that first one-care NC three-pointer of the half. Going to be Jakari Glaspie finding a way. Other end of the floor, Dawkins answers.
Totally different team. This is not the same team that played in the first half.
Well, these two teams evenly matched, as we said, and certainly on near even footing now. This being played within the window of one possession. Crossover and a 3, and it's tipped back, won't go down. Everything but for Glaspie. A lot of life inside Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum. You think about what this place stands for. Certainly consider on a night like this what it houses. North Carolina State Championships today, all day tomorrow. And this one, anything but settled. Interior, Payne kicks it back out. That was a possession-saving pass from Cowan. The big body of Keith too much. Nowhere to go with it.
Very good defensive team. They help out. Helping recover is unbelievable. They play off the ball. They make it very tight in the middle. It's very hard to drive to the basket.
Smith looking for some movement here. Dribbled all the way back out top by Kenny Miller Jr. Tried it from the elbow, and he is going to be the recipient of a major collision, which means 2 free throws are coming on the other side of the break when you return to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and the land of the Demon Deacons. One possession basketball game for the 3A title. NCHSAA state championships on the Sinclair family of networks. One of the great features of Play of the Game and Player of the Game. West Shore Home will present our Play of the Game. And our Player of the Game will be brought to you by Riddle and Riddle, the sponsors of the broadcast. Riddle and Riddle Injury Lawyers, bringing you the North Carolina High School Athletic Association basketball state championships on both the boys and girls side. Well, I got to ask you, players that have stood out to you today, plays that have stood out to you today, what are going to be your takeaways from what's been a full day of basketball, Coach?
Well, that first shot in that game, that was a great shot. I'm trying to thought we did so many games. What game was that?
That was the first game of the day, and the bar was set very high. Few things are as thrilling as a buzzer beater in overtime in the month of March.
Exactly. It wasn't a half-court heave or anything. It was a regular shot at the offense. And the guy was right in his face. Nothing but the bottom.
In this case, it was for a championship.
And also, it was a very good three-point shooter. He's a sophomore.
R.J. Moore Jr. is going to be around a while longer, and he had the buzzer beater that set the tone for the day.
He's already got off it for Wake Forest.
May very well be doing a little more of that on this floor before all is said and done. Corbian winning the crown. We saw Cherokee's ladies get the job done earlier. And Western Alamance doing the same in the 3A girls ranks. 3A boys yet to be settled. How about this drive to the bucket? Kenny Miller Jr. One of the senior leaders of this squad, and Kenny Miller Jr., who already is in double figures here, may have had his moment of the night.
What was the score at halftime? Has Southern scored?
7-point separation at the intermission between these two. Now to dead even. Here's a look at this. Wow. What a moment for Kenny Miller Jr. Here's the freshman coming up the floor with it, A.J. Mormon Jr. Southern looking for something after seeing that lead completely disappear. Drop won't go for Mormon Jr. .244 downward it goes from the third quarter game clock. There's the lead for Smith. They have outscored the Spartans 11-2. And lead it 34-32 in this third quarter.
They're taking bad shots now. That wasn't it there.
Miller Jr. now to the corner, rims off. Boy, that would have brought the house down for those wearing green.
You see what happens when you have confidence? It's totally different. These kids.
It'll change the complexion of your season, change the complexion of your basketball history. 34-32 after outscoring a team that led it at the break to the tune of 11-2 thus far in the third. And with 2:05 to play in this third quarter, the script has suddenly been flipped with the crew out of Greensboro on top.
You know, you give a team confidence, that's a good team, and now I have confidence. They got back in, and they should have been a bigger lead. You know, Southern Wayne should have had a bigger lead. Southern Durham should have had a bigger lead. But they gave them a chance to come back, and now they look like they have the confidence. The momentum's changing. Totally changed.
2-point basketball game.
Have they scored since halftime?
And change. Yes, I said a couple of times, 11-2 is the split in this third quarter. They've outscored 11-2 in the third. So just the one bucket thus far for the Southern Spartans in this third quarter. And you think about it this way, Coach, you really can go back further than that because Smith won the second quarter by a slimmer margin of only 3 points, but that set the tone for them to come out with confidence in the third. Here's Tayshawn Mann, and he's going to kick it near side.
I don't know about that shot.
That was a little off from Turner Scott. Other end. And loss of footing means there will be no direct route to this path for Jakari Glaspie. It's out of bounds to Smith. But this really all of a sudden a very important minute 52 seconds in the third.
I'll tell you what. Well, they've gotten out of character a little. They took some tough shots here, Southern. They got to get back in and play their game. They should let the other team, their momentum, get you out of your game. Just stay with your game.
Just the one basket, as Coach mentioned, in this half for Southern. Trying to snatch that away was Hughes, and the call is going to be Southern basketball. We'll see if it stays that way. Officials going to get together and talk about it. The Smith bench didn't.
He's the guy who's standing in the bounds.
And they changed it. Nice piece of officiating that they got together and made sure to get it right.
They got it right. They got it right. They didn't even look at the video.
No, you got 3 sets of eyes on the floor all working together, and it's why we've been singing the praises of these officials across the course of the day.
I wish they would do that in college basketball and get rid of the videos so much. Go back, do the pros, what the pros do. You get one chance.
Down on what you saw. Here's inbound coming. Way out top.
Number 2, Micah Cowan.
Cowan, freshly into the game, received that inbound pass. This is going to be a whistle that's going to reverse into the floor here.
You know, it was a great move, but he's all right-handed because it was all wide open to the left, and he went to his right because he's right-handed. He had no left, but it was wide open to the left.
Minute 28. Downward it kicks in the third quarter. One possession game.
You know, we have to give some
corner 3.
Credit to Smith on their defense this half.
Nothing, absolutely.
They've picked it up. They're sticking the ball. They're on top of the ball. They've got out of the zone. The zone had them standing around a lot.
Here's a 3 from the top of the key. Driven home by Zaquan Bowling. Senior big man with a one-care NC three-pointer. One-care NC, assisting clients' health requirements and treatments at home, and he felt at home on that shot. Much needed. Puts Southern back out front.
They needed it bad.
35-34, just 5 points in the quarter, but enough to reclaim the lead.
I tell you, the defense is unbelievable. It's 35-34, and they're not taking bad shots. The defense is just tough.
Well, you want to put it in perspective. How about the scores of the last handful of games for Smith? 61-58, 71-57. On the other side, 71-65, 77-42, 78-65. Complete different story here.
And I'm going to give credit to the defense on both sides.
Those were the tournament runs for these two teams and their overall totals. Final half minute, third quarter. 8 minutes and change when you look at it big picture-wise left in the 3A boys season. And for one of these to become a first-time champion. And hands it off to Jai Dawkins, who's been the leader with 18. Just ahead of the horn, Kenny Miller Jr.'s shot is a bit short. 3 quarters in the books. A single point separating the Spartans and the Golden Eagles with championship glory on the line. Back inside Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum and the North Carolina High School Athletic Association State Championships. Before we dive into the fourth quarter, here's our Oxner and Pervar stats from the first 3 periods of action.
The only stat that I'm going to look at right now, if it's major factor, defensive rebounding, all right? The rebounds, that's going to make the play here in the fourth quarter.
One more stat we're going to look at, points in the paint. The separation 10, a 20-10 split when it comes to the interior.
Those two different teams. Smith came out in the second half, the third quarter, and played really well.
Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. That's Air Experts Heating and Cooling, tracking our points in the paint in this contest.
You got to stop, no second shots. You got to work it, no second shots.
8 minutes left in Lawrence Joel to crown a 3A boys champion. A little bit hesitant to go into the interior. Mormon Jr. will now, and contact and a foul call.
That's a nice pass.
One of the things we haven't talked about in this game, and you're glad that you don't have to do it.
Thread the needle right there. That was a really good pass.
Just going to get to no real foul trouble on either side. It's something we've tracked throughout the day. You don't have anything major that you have to keep an eye on here. 3 on Dawkins, 3 on Payne on the one side. Nobody with more than 2 on the other. And Jakari Glaspie will see the first of his South College free throws hit the back of the iron. South College, where dreams find direction. Sponsors of our free throws in this fourth quarter. Whose dreams will direct themselves? Trophy presentation. 7:37 to find out as the second South College free throw does go down. Turnaround. Too strong.
At least he took a shot, though.
Based upon what you've seen in 3 quarters plus now, A.J. Mormon, the freshman, going to continue to wow you.
Where was that speed? He hasn't done it the whole game.
A.J. Mormon Jr., again, freshman ball handler. He has one of the biggest buckets of the night, 38-34 the lead. That's going to be player control, sending it the other way. All right, I got to ask you, Coach, you get one more look at this. Here's the offensive foul call. What does it come down to across this last 7:04 based on what we've seen from these teams across 3 quarters plus now?
When you make a mistake like you just did, a foul like that, they got to drop it. Forget about it and come back out and play. That's what's going to happen. They're going to get really down on themselves and making some backers coming down to the wire here.
Short memories.
Last quarter.
Short memories and championship moments. They coincide and go hand in hand. Our original grills fan cam. Elevate your grill game. There's original grills to help you do so. And the fans going nowhere. A lower bowl on both sides in which these communities out of Greensboro and Durham respectively very well represented. Just the 4 points between them. And, you know, this is that rare moment in a basketball game this late where both teams feel like they're going to take the crown home. There's a case you can make on either side right now, and you can see they're feeling that way on the original Grills fan cam.
Who's going to take care of the basketball? You don't want to turn it over. You know, you don't want to turn it over. Who's going to take and take good shots? Because a bad shot's like a turnover.
What an environment it has been at Wake Forest University here in Winston-Salem, site of the NCHSAA state championships today. We said it, Corby and Cherokee on the boys and then girls side respectively. Western Alamance getting the job done a bit earlier in 3A on the girls side, and now the boys settling it across 7 more minutes. Taken away, Kenny Miller Jr. trying to block it desperately with Jakari Glaspie. There will be a whistle.
You know, kids always want to go, I blocked it clean. He did block it clean, but he knocked it down with his body.
Spartans foul charge to number 1.
His body knocked it down, the lower body.
Second personal.
They forget about that. They forget my body's not part of my body.
It was the contact person to person that sends him to the line for the South College free throws. First one rolls around and in.
No, last time they came out,
3.
they went full court press. Smith did. I don't know if I would play full court press on a little guard. They'll just go fly by you.
Second won't go. Rising high above, get down Jackson Keith, the senior. Keith, you'll remember, had 13 at the half. He has not scored in the second half. He's been held very quiet.
He has taken a shot.
Dribbling in and now backing out is Kajon Hughes. Toss one up.
That's a bad shot.
The height of pain makes
Bad
it
shot. I mean, you don't have a shot clock. You don't have to take a shot like that.
Kenny Miller Jr. on the floor, left side, slowing it up and resetting it out top to Cowan.
You got to go.
Try to use the size advantage. They will. Tyseer Payne, the senior, with a key basket. The lead trimmed back to 1.
He went downhill, grabbed some defense with him, and he passed the ball. That's what you want to do. Go downhill.
Diving for it. Smith pushing out front. Micah Cowan lays it home after the takeaway. 39-38. Smith now seesaws back to the front. Here's Jackson Keith. And Jackson Keith draws contact as he tried to work toward the basket.
I would put him inside. Here's the steal. Double team.
Team's third.
Dive into the floor. Kenny Miller Jr. finishing it all off. Micah Cowan, what a sequence.
He's a freshman. Freshman make a mistake there. Dribbling for 2 people.
3 fouls having been assessed to Golden Eagles. 1 having been whistled against the Spartans so far in the fourth.
Man needs to go inside.
But here's another, and this is important now. Got a couple of guys that are playing with a handful.
Kenny Miller Jr.
Gonna be Junior, and that is number 4 for Kenny Miller Jr. He's had some big baskets in this game.
This is where Jackson Keith, this is where he's good. He doesn't need to be outside dribbling around. He needs to get the ball 15 feet and let him do his thing.
Remember, he's holding steady on those 13 points.
He really hasn't done anything.
With 6 rebounds to this point in the game. If he can come to life now, may prove incredibly consequential for the Spartans. 5 and change to go for the title. We'll stop pop. Off the window. A.J. Mormon Jr., the freshman, coming to life when it counts. Quick transition for Kenny Miller Jr., and it's ripped out of his hands.
It looked like a foul to me. I tell you, that was a tough shot.
Going to be an inbound underneath. A.J. Mormon Jr. has had so many fourth quarter scenarios in which he's contributed, both as a ball handler and, in that case, as a scorer. Stays with Smith, and it is rattled down. Jai Dawkins comfortable with the basketball in his hands. 42-40 as he has the one-care NC3. Immediate response, perhaps 3 the old-fashioned way for A.J. Mormon Jr.
Is that a freshman? That's a freshman, right?
We have documented his youth, and he has come to life and of age in the fourth quarter of the state championship
He
game.
hasn't done anything the whole game. He's really, wow.
Well, hard to make that case, Coach. Maybe quietly early on, because he's sitting at 15 to lead everybody on the southern side of things with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of steals to his credit.
He hasn't used his speed, let me say that. I haven't seen that speed.
He seems to have found another gear here in the fourth quarter.
I haven't seen the speed.
43-42 as he secures the 3 the old-fashioned way, and everybody takes a deep breath with 4:40 to play. Wow.
Wow, this is going down. This is going down to the end.
You think about the bookends of the day in this one, the way it started with the 3-ball at the buzzer in overtime from R.J. Moore Jr. to get the job done and claim the title for Corbian. And now you have these two. We sit here under 5 minutes to play. Anybody's guess who's going to claim the 3A title.
So many things are important now. Turning it over, foul shots, everything's important.
You know, the other thing I love about these teams so far, when you mentioned foul shots, they've been so good from the charity stripe. 13 of 16 on one side, 11 of 15 still pretty good on the other. These two teams, if they're given opportunities at the line, have proven they can capitalize.
Right here, and you know, Southern only has one foul to this point, so.
And that's a big difference in the game because it's 5 on the other side, which means you're shooting from here to the barn.
Well, the other thing is, you come down to the end and you've got 1 or 2 fouls. It's bad in your favor.
Yes.
Because you got a foul.
You may need
waste time. Yeah, you want to sit on.
We told you A.J. Mormon Jr. leads with 16 on one side. Heath has 13. He's now been eclipsed. 21 for Dawkins. 13 for Miller on the other side, the duo that has led.
It's a half-court trap. Just take care of the ball.
Smith to the charge.
They're in a zone. They're in a zone. I like this move.
Working it in. Defense collapses there. And a reset. Sean Mann.
He doesn't belong being out here.
Senior with his team trailing it by 1. Lofts it up. That was a scramble for the basketball. Jackson Heath going to pick up his 3rd personal foul here.
It was a back screen. Well, I didn't see the foul, but
there is that second whistle against Southern. It'll be an inbound. Kenny Miller Jr. set to take it. Long loft to man. Corner, side of the backboard. Inside 4 minutes to play. Halfway through the final quarter of action.
Still in the zone. End up taking 3.
Window for a 3. Just short. Offensive rebound and last touched by Southern.
That's one thing when you play zone, you're going to give up, but once in a while, give up offensive rebounds because the player's not right next to you like man-to-man is.
Golden Eagles basketball when we come back in a 1-point game with 3:40 to play. (43-42), Southern leading Smith. One team shooting 40.5% on the game. One team shooting 39.4%. We could go through number after number after number. They all tell you just how even this contest has been. Key inbound coming for Smith right here, down a point. Tough angle to to go to the deck here. Looks like Kenny Miller Jr. is going to be okay, but the basketball will go over to the Spartans. 3:37 left in this one. Again, initial look indicated Kenny Miller Jr. was going to hop up. Look at him get tangled here. And you see the leg underneath him, which always leaves you.
They call walk pause.
Kenny Miller Jr. in the Smith lineup.
And Miller Jr. now up under his own power, and it looks like Southern's ready to inbound him.
He needs to get back out there. No, he needs to get back out there real quick.
We'll take a little housekeeping, and as if our officials haven't done a little bit of everything, how about Jason Ducker taking care of the all-important work and making sure safety is in order for these 3A title aspirants.
That easily could have been a foul.
Jakari Glaspie to inbound. 1-point game.
Just man-to-man defense. Smith's done a great job on defense this half.
John Hughes was handling there. It's into the hands of Bowling.
Southern scored 12 points this half.
Well, Mormon's been a big part of that. A.J. Mormon has it now. He believes it's go time. A.J. Mormon adds another basket. He has shined in this fourth quarter, the freshman. 3 and change to go. The lead, the full extent of one possession at 3.
If I was at Tech, Georgia Tech, I'd keep an eye on that kid. I'd start recruiting him.
I think anywhere you are, you better keep an eye on that young man. Here's a 3 on the other end of the floor. A one-care NC 3 ball that could not have come at a more appropriate time. Brand new ball game.
This is where he's good.
Just off the front of the rim. Even footing between these two with 2.5 to play. Spinning, finding a window. Getting a little kiss off the front of the iron. Jai Dawkins reclaims the lead for Smith.
Southern needs to be patient. Just play the game. Play like they played the whole game.
47-45. High off the glass, A.J. Norman Jr. with one more coming. Give him 20 points in the basketball game, and he has a chance to reclaim the lead for his team.
That was left-handed. That was a left-handed move, strong move. He's going to be a great player. Look, left-handed over the big guy.
That's his fourth.
He's going to be a great high school player before his ceiling is reached. He's just a freshman, and he has taken this game over on the Southern side. 47 all. This South College free throw is going to determine whether or not he just claimed the lead for his team. He has 21, gets the roll, and the Spartans are back out front. By the way, 4 personals now on Payne and Miller after that one was picked up.
Now Southern's gone to a zone. Well, they've been playing a zone, but I was thinking they'd come out and man.
Those are the only 2 players on either side in any foul-wise. Payne and Miller, keep that in mind. Under 2 minutes to play. Southern back out front thanks to the work of Mormon.
Get out of that corner.
A.J. Mormon Jr. And now Smith looking to answer. All kind of time left. Mormon Jr. Tayshaun Mann. They'll wave it off. Remember now, that's going to be just a third personal foul, or excuse me, a third team foul, even though the personal foul is against Hughes. His second, team third. You talked about it. Those fouls right at 3 worth keeping an eye on. Inbound to Turner Scott.
Well, they need to play downhill like it just did. Go downhill, kick it out.
90 seconds to play.
Hit a gap and go downhill.
Smith down 1 with the basketball. 3A championship.
There's a big gap right there.
School history on both sides on the line.
There's the gap.
Driving through. Turned aside by Jackson Keefe. 1:10 to play. Spartans haven't been here since 1959. Smith hasn't been here in 3 long decades. One of them's going to claim a championship and they're separated by a single point with just over a minute to play. Timeout taken by Smith.
I tell you what, if they come back out, if Southern comes back out in the zone, I don't know if that coach will do it. I'd hold it for the last shot. See if he can win the last shot.
Worth examining how this goes down. Let's reset for you. 5 team fouls against Smith. 3 team fouls against Southern. Possession arrow would keep the basketball right where it is as Smith owns the alternating possession arrow. Boy, what a day of championship basketball this is.
Oh, yeah.
As we mentioned a little earlier, it started with the R.J. Moore Jr. 3 at the buzzer in overtime for a 58-55 win of the championship for Corvian. Then the Cherokee ladies claimed the crown. The Western Alamance ladies claimed their first ever crown. And now we're going to have a first-time champion here. And there's a lot of basketball left, a long time left in this basketball game that is settled to this point at 48-47.
If they come out of the zone, Southern, which they were in the zone when they went to timeout, if they're in the zone, I would think that he's going to shoot the last shot. He's going to hold the last shot. I would think, because they're going to let you hold it. They're going to let you hold it. I would do it.
No shot clock in high school basketball in the Carolinas, so you have the opportunity to certainly do just that, as long as you don't run into a potential 5-second call should the defense come out and contest.
Let's see what they are, yeah.
A 48-47 game. Once more, possession with the Golden Eagles if needed. They trail the Spartans of Southern by 1.
They need to go downhill just to personally to maybe score, but they want to get fouled.
Inbound, little trouble. Stays on this end. Head of steam down the heart of the lane. Too strong. And trying to get the rebound, Jackson Keith, as a whistle comes in. It is going to be against Smith. That is going to be Miller Jr.'s 5th personal foul.
And he got fouled. He really got fouled.
And then you see the bodies get tangled down low. That's where the whistle comes in. And that is going to be all for one of the premier performers in this game,
Heck of a game.
Kenny Miller Jr. He departs with 13 points, 5 boards, and a steal to his credit in the state championship environment. Young man played his heart out.
He played hard, real hard. He was the first player that started going north and south.
Gavin Palmore into the game. With 63 seconds left in the 3A season. And Jackson Keith will take the shots. He's at the South College free throw line. First one, back of the iron. Rushing up to switch out, the combo of Bowling and Glaspie. As they send Hughes back for any kind of transition opportunity for Smith. And the second of the South College free throws true. South College where dreams find direction. Timeout called. 1 basket between them with right at 1 minute to play.
You know you have to play. You can't hold the ball and not for the last shot. But when you take a shot, you have to go to the basket. Possibly get fouled or make a basket. You don't want to just jack up a 3 or just a jump shot. You want to get the officials involved and see which way they're going to go.
Miller Jr. no longer available to you. Payne playing with 4 fouls, and you know Dawkins, who is the leading scorer for Smith with 23 tonight, still very much out there. Take us inside that Smith huddle, coach.
Well, I hope that they're well. They have to, if they're playing zone, then you're going to have to. It's going to be tough to go downhill, but you're going to have to take it in the paint. And I hope he's just telling them, don't settle for a jump shot. Don't settle for a jump shot. Take it in there. And the reason why I say it, you're only down 2 when you get the officials involved.
.103, the possession arrow still with Smith.
Now they have to take care of the ball because it's man-to-man full court pressure.
They're going to have to go the distance. Inbound to man. Sean Mann.
We're under minutes of play.
Through the legs as it goes under a minute remaining for the 3A championship. Shy Dawkins. Gets up the hand.
Ooh.
And a reach from A.J. Mormon Jr.
It's not a shot. It's not a shooting foul.
Just the 4th team foul on Southern.
Spartans
So it'll be an
foul
inbound
charge to
coming
A.J.
for
Mormon
Smith.
Jr., his third.
That's a 3rd personal foul, if you're wondering, on A.J. Mormon Jr. has been among the headliners in this 4th quarter. Closing in on a half minute. Down the right side. A bucket to Tayshawn Mann. Tie game. In transition, backing it out to reset. Here's A.J. Mormon Jr., 22.
We back him off. Back him up.
And ticking downward.
You don't want to get beat on the ball here. Back up.
A.J. Mormon Jr., 21 points in the game.
Switch.
Quarter.
Switch.
4, 3.
Switch.
Down to 2 seconds. A.J. Mormon Jr. tried one. It will not go. And as the day started, so will it end with basketball needed. Overtime coming between Smith and Southern for the 3A championship. Let's go back and look at the tying bucket on the other end.
This is big. It's going downhill. That's what I want to do. Take it to the basket. Great job.
Tayshawn Mann, a senior, and then the freshman tried to draw contact, perhaps win it. It was to no avail. Time runs out with the regulation. 4 periods in the books. 49 apiece up on the scoreboard.
The last possession, Smith played great. They played defense tremendously. They switched on the guard. They kept doing. They got him double teamed there. They did a great job, and it made him take a tough shot.
The 2 boys games today for the men's Class A championship and now the men's 3A championship. Everything these fans could have hoped for and a whole lot more.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not a great offensive day. It's not a beautiful offense, but they've played the game.
This comes into factor now. Miller has fouled out with the 5 that he picked up earlier. Payne has 4, Dawkins with 3, and Mormon Jr. with 3. Now that they've put 4 fresh minutes up on the game clock, you have to keep those elements in mind.
It's a fact.
And getting set for the tip of overtime. They'll stay at Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum just a little bit longer, and it's never a bad thing to stay at Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Wake Forest University a little longer, particularly with high-profile game moments.
You know, I would like
championships on the line.
Exactly. I would like to see Jackson Keith get the ball 15 feet from the basket and let him do his thing. I know they're letting the point guard do his thing from out here. He is so much, he's going to get fouled.
A single free throw for Jackson Keith in the second half after he scored 13 in the opening half of action.
He stayed away from the basket. He needs to go to the basket, but we'll see what happens. It seems like they're going to give it to the point guard.
Flip over on the other side. Dawkins still the leading scorer on both sides with 23 to his credit. Now the guy ball in his hands. He scored 21. The freshman A.J. Mormon Jr. as the Spartans have first possession. Overtime in the 3A title game.
See, I don't want him out here.
Off the fingertips of Jakari Glaspie. Huge turnover, and it's Smith basketball. All right, first possession coming for Smith. How do the Golden Eagles handle it, Coach?
So they're going to the basket. I hope, just like we did before, just take it to the hoop.
Here's the guy who did so. Tayshawn Mann had the game-tying basket.
Don't settle for it. There he goes. He got fouled.
Tried to give him attempted putback by Palmore. Not to be, as Gavin Palmore was closer in proximity. Here's Mormon Jr., and he's just a little too strong.
We had some players named Stefan Barberry and Kenny Anderson that kid reminds me of.
High praise coming from Coach Cantwell in the closing stages. Actually, the extended stages. We're in overtime. And timeout being taken as Ben L. Smith wants to talk it over. Well, this falls under the category of worth the wait. It had been 3 decades for Ben L. Smith. It had been since 1959 for Southern. And these two fan bases have received everything they waited all those years for thus far.
They're going to cherish it. Whoever wins it's going to cherish it.
All right, 3:02 to play at the reset. Possession arrow is with Smith. And you look now, obviously the foul situation, not the scenario it was earlier. How do you break down the final 3:02 of this one, Coach?
Well, you know, let's say about Southern. I would love Jackson. Jackson's out here dribbling around, and he's as a guard. And they get him inside. They don't try to get him a good shot inside. And down here, they just need to keep going to the basket. Man's going to keep going to the basket, create fouls. Hopefully, they're not calling them, but hopefully create them.
What do you do in a huddle scenario like the ones we're witnessing here, just to make sure that these players stay within themselves with so much on the line?
Well, the coaches tell them what they've been doing to get here, so they're not going to take crazy shots, hopefully, and take care of the ball. They got to take care of the basketball. They threw the ball away just a second ago. So
the team that takes care of the basketball may very well take home the trophy. 3:02 to play after the timeout was taken by the Golden Eagles of Ben L. Smith. Tayshaun Mann, who had the game-tying basket at the end of regulation, looks for options. How about this inbound call? Beautifully drawn up and executed by Jai Dawkins for the lead.
Yeah, they didn't switch. I saw that happening, and the guy didn't switch. He's wide open.
Well designed. Give that coaching staff plenty of credit. Reset for A.J. Mormon, Jr., the freshman.
Switch.
51-49 Smith. Front of the iron for Jackson Keith.
Offensive rebound.
The putback will not go, but there is a chance coming from the free throw line for Zaquan Bowling.
That was not a good shot. He took a jump shot. He settled for that.
Talking about this on the perimeter a moment
ago.
Yeah,
just a second ago.
Obviously, Bowling able to get himself in position underneath, and he goes to the line here. 7 points and 3 boards for Bowling as he will head to the charity stripe.
It's good offensive rebound he got.
First one true. He needs one more to equalize. The South College free throws in this fourth quarter, now extended into overtime, have been critical. And miss on the second. The lead one for the Golden Eagles of Smith.
Just keep going to the basket. Drive down. Play downhill. There it is.
Off the window. Caden Turner Scott, the junior, had just 3 points prior to that basket, which takes it to 53-50. You know what Jai Dawkins has done tonight? Head of steam for him. And Gajon Hughes trying to disrupt.
Southern foul.
It's going to be whistled, it would seem, for the foul. Let's take another look at this.
It's great. Look, he went downhill, pulled up. Nice shot off the board.
Number 2.
Whole time off the backboard.
Again, just a second-made field goal, doubled his total in that category. Caden Turner Smith.
Someone looks upset. There's a lot of basketball being played here.
Both teams in the bonus scenario now, double bonus, as it was always known historically. In a 54-50 game, this one true from the South College free throw line. 16 of 21 on one side, 12 of 16 on the other. They have been true from the charity stripe. Maybe a lost art in this day and time.
Yes, it
is. In many cases. Credit to these young men for making those free throws in this game. Runs it to 5, and I'm true on both sides with that.
They're panicking. They're panicking. A lot of time left.
Trying to calm it with 1:43 to go. Driving to the hoop, Jackson Keith draws contact. Remember, Keith, after scoring 13 with 5 boards in the opening half, has made 1 free throw in the second half and pulled down 2 boards. He's trying to emerge once more when it matters.
Southern's gotten out of character on their offense. They're going one-on-one. They haven't done this the whole game. But they're panicking.
South College free throw goes down. That'll help calm things a bit. The lead 4. He's got one more South College free throw coming. 16 for the game, back-to-back made free throws, and a one-possession contest with timeout taken. Wow. Talk about getting punch and counter-punch in the overtime period from these two teams, both leaving it all on the floor here at Lawrence Joel.
I'd be over there at the Southern huddle, and I'd say, guys, look up, come on, it's not over, it's not over. They look so down, and they shouldn't be down at all. But
well, you made a comment a little bit earlier about the team with the shortest memory being in a great spot in a championship environment. Never more true than right now with 1:40 to play.
Yeah, exactly. When it gets down right down to the end of it, there's a lot of basketball here.
140 could go on forever,
yes,
particularly when these teams are separated by just a single basket. Second overtime for a championship today. Entertained to begin the day to the max by the combo of Corbian, who ended up claiming the initial crown of the day.
You know,
and Southern Wake Academy Lions, both very impressive. And now these two to bookend the evening. Southern and Smith down to the final inside 2 minutes as well.
Southern came out of the timeout and they walked out, the heads were down, and Smith just came out of timeout and they ran. They ran to take the ball out. That's really has a lot to do with some things going on right now.
Home run ball. Well executed. Gavin Palmore.
He take a good shot.
Lead back to 5. Number 5. There it is. First field goal of the second half for Jackson Keefe. Couldn't have come at a better time.
Exactly.
Back to one possession, 1:22 to play. Gathered up and kept alive on this end for Cowan and company, trying to salt away one here with the lead. 1:08 to go. All that's on the line is a championship with 1 minute to go. Open underneath the bucket. Palmore has the two most recent connections for Smith. And rising high is Dawkins to try and swat it away. There is a foul call with 49.2 to play.
It was a good call.
Smith foul charge to number 11, Jai Dawkins. That's his fourth.
That's going to be 5 on Dawkins.
A.J. Mormon Jr. at the line.
Well, I take that back. Said Dawkins in the building. They actually are going to leave him at 4 fouls. Payne in the contest with 4. So a couple of players with 4. Miller out of the game with 5. And these free throws so critical for A.J. Mormon Jr. are knocked down. And we're right back to a 3-point basketball game between these two stellar programs.
Smith has to take care of basketball and make foul shots. They got the game. They have to make their foul shots. They're going to get fouled.
49.2 feels like forever. And it very well could be. All right, reset for you. We talked about the 4 fouls. Payne's been there. Dawkins now there. Nobody with more than 3, and it's Mormon Jr. who has the 3 on the other side. Possession arrow with Smith. That's also to the benefit of the team out front by 3 right now.
Exactly. It's been an unbelievable game, you know, and thank God Smith woke up to make it a good game. Because at the beginning, they didn't play. They didn't play offense. I guess they were nervous. But boy, the second half, they moved, took it to the basket. Totally different team.
You say it's been an unbelievable game. It's been an unbelievable day here at Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
I've enjoyed every bit of it.
What a way to start it. What a way to finish it. Plenty of championship moments in between. And we thank you for joining us across the course of this Friday with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Basketball State Championships. Our broadcast presented by Riddle and Riddle, and it's for you, the fans, who enjoy basketball in this basketball-rich state of North Carolina like few places anywhere in the history of the world.
Take care of the basketball now. Then we'll turn it over. You get trapped, call timeout.
There is the trap.
Timeout.
Traveling call. It'll be a turnover. Back in the hands of the Spartans.
Smith, possession to Southern.
You see this?
Well, he had an announcement.
He moved.
It was a traveling call.
No, he moved.
And then you had an announcement of possession, and so they were going to switch roles down there. Spartans not giving up that basketball. So costly turnover now with 43 to play. To the bucket.
Good move.
Contact. And big time free throws coming, but more consequential right now. Both players very slow to get up.
Yeah, they are. I tell you, when you go to the basket, that's the way to play, because the officials, you're going to get fouled. You could get fouled. Here he goes. He goes in. He's creating a foul, and you're hoping the official calls it.
Drive to the baseline. It was Caden Turner-Scott who had the contact. Remember, he had one of the key buckets in the closing stages of this game, which we're still locked into. 3 the separation, and South College free throws coming for Jakari Glaspie in an effort to try and close the gap even further here.
You know, a lot of teams would go out and take a jump shot back there and not drive to the basket. And, you know, you take 1 or 2, the game could be over. You know, but they took it to the basket. They stopped the game. This is the way you do it when you're down at the end of the game.
Glaspie has 6 points. He is 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. And it went everywhere but down. He'll need this to cut it to 2.
Now they're going to get trapped. Smith's going to get trapped. You got to watch passing the ball on the corner of where the ball's being taken out, because that's where the trap is. Don't pass it there.
Second South College free throw coming. Plenty of life in the building. And this is
Here we go.
But the twine for Glaspie. 2-point game. Beat the pressure. Into the front court it comes, and then a whistle with 33.8 to play. That's a foul on Glaspie, 3rd personal on Glaspie.
You're going to have to make the foul shots. Take care of the ball, make foul shots, you win.
So far, so good. 13 of 17 in this one today. Well, these are the first for Cowan, and he rattles one down.
This could make a 2-possession game.
Talk about the timing of going to the line for the first time today for a young man who just put his 3rd point through the hoop.
I don't personally know how they do it. It's a lot of pressure.
Cowan, front of the iron. The lead 3. .25 seconds to play.
In a zone. Smith's in the zone. Wow.
Put on the floor, to the hoop he goes. Laid in by Jackson Keith. 1-point game, and there's the foul. Immediately after the inbound.
That's a great move. Smith went to a zone there. Most guys wouldn't do that. Look at this.
Think about what Jackson Keith has done when it has mattered most.
And he goes to the basket. They're taking a jump shot. He doesn't need to do those things.
Well, he needs to do those things. What
Those
you just
things
saw
he
from
needs.
right there.
Don't take the jump shots so much.
Impressive. 6:59. Big free throws coming here. True on the first is Dawkins. He is 7 of 8 from the line now in this game. He can make it the extent of 1 possession with 12 seconds to play if he connects on a second. Good on both. Ice, as they say, in the veins of a young man named Dawkins. Junior Jai Dawkins.
Now,
Making
do you
it
foul him?
62-59.
Do you foul him? I would foul him. I would foul him. Why not?
The strategy, a thing of beauty to behold. We'll see how it goes.
High school guys can't make foul shots.
10 seconds. 3 ball. In and out. Rebound. Smith and the foul. Boy, that was everywhere but in the bottom of the
That's
cylinder.
a beautiful shot, too. It was in.
A.J. Mormon Jr., who has 23 on the night. Get this, as good a look as you could want. One more glance. Had wanted to go into the cylinder, it seemed, but it rims out. Now the free throws to try and seal it.
It's not over yet. If he misses his foul shots, like a
for Palmore.
I don't know why they're.
First one true.
It's over now.
3 seconds remaining. Possession game. Palmore, who has come up huge down the stretch, the junior, had 2 field goals of note, and he makes the free throw to stretch it to 4.
Smith calls timeout.
Timeout Smith with a 4-point lead and 3 seconds to play. Coach, I'm going to go back to it one more time. Smith is 17 of 22 from the free throw line in this game. And I'm going to place Southern in there as well, as they've made 21 free throws in the contest also. These young men have embraced their opportunities at the charity stripe. And as you said earlier, that's how you win basketball games, and that's how you win championships.
It is. And both these teams played hard. They took good shots. They really did. And it was amazing to watch Smith not play the first half. Like they didn't play like they did the second half.
Smith has termed themselves the Belt Boys. We just saw the belt come out.
I just saw it
in front of the bench as they believe they're closing in. It takes all of us. That's been the mantra they've worn on the T-shirts to become the Belt Boys and claim the first championship in school history, and that will make it a 5-point game. 3 seconds, all that remain. A 3 at the buzzer will go somewhat fittingly when you consider how close this game had been, that it ends as a 1 possession of separation. But think on this. The Golden Eagles of Ben L. Smith, they came 30 years ago and walked away empty 3 decades later. They are your champions of 3A basketball in North Carolina, and they did it with an overtime thriller that no one who witnessed it in Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum will ever forget. What a night. Let's go ahead and look at our play of the game. Remember, this was necessary to send it to overtime from Tayshawn Mann.
Went downhill with it, didn't get fouled, and that's what you want to do. You try to get fouled, but he scored.
One more time, that's our West Shore home play of the game. And our player of the game now having been selected, brought to you by Riddle and Riddle. And you see him shaking hands. Jai Dawkins, 1 shy of 30. He pulled down 8 boards, and boy, was he a key contributor for the championship Golden Eagles.
Yeah, he had a great game. Both these teams, they could play 10 times and it'd be 5-5. They are, perfect, identical to what they're a match to each other. It would be different every time they played.
Well, they said they were going to be the Belt Boys. They now are the Belt Boys. It took all of them, but Ben L. Smith claims the crown in 3A. We'll hear from the victorious head coach of the Golden Eagles when you return to Winston-Salem on the other side of the break.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by West Shore Home.
The Eagles prove golden, and the Belt boys are giving it a worthy inspection on the bench of Smith. They needed a bucket at the end of regulation to force it to overtime, and the overtime period belonged to them. Coach Partee now joins us courtside. And, Coach, what a tremendous night. Let's first of all say that's just a memorable high school basketball game all the way around.
Man, unbelievable for that game to be a state championship game. But if you look back on Max Preps and see the 5 or 6 times we played Southern Durham over the last 5 or 6 years, all of them are just like this. Buzzer beaters, 1-point win, 2-point wins. That's a great team, and they're very well coached.
Just what you would expect it to be on a night like this. I know Coach was impressed with the way your team came out in the second half.
Well, I think we came out just real timid and scared in the first half, man. We picked up a bunch of fouls. We had our best 2 players were in foul trouble early, and once we settled down, we were okay.
You took the ball to the basket then. You know what I thought was a great move? You came out in a zone there at the end of the game, didn't you?
Say that again?
Didn't you play zone there in the last possession?
We tried to. One guy wasn't in zone, but...
Yeah, but still, that slowed them down. They weren't ready for that. That was a gutsy move to play.
Yeah, we wanted, worst thing could happen is they could tie the ball game. We were up 3, so we wanted to slow them down a little bit.
Great move. Congratulations.
Coach, you talked about it being 3 decades since your school was here, what it meant to bring them back. Can you put into words for us what it's going to mean to take the trophy back home?
Man, it's going to be unbelievable, man. I don't know what it's going to feel like. I've never won one as a head coach. I won a state championship as a player, 2 as an assistant coach. But to win as a head coach of my program that we've built from scratch, and now we're here, it's a pretty good feeling.
You came out in T-shirts that said it takes all of us. You left with the Belt boys becoming just that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, he's got some celebrating to do. His team winning it in overtime. We now turn you over to the public address to listen in to the presentation of medals and trophies as the 3A championship ends in an overtime thriller. His Smith Golden Eagles claiming the crown.
At this time, I would like to ask the team captains of Southern to join Coach Motley with the commissioner to receive their 3A men's runner-up trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, they deserve a big round of applause. They're the Spartans of Southern SES in Durham. Congratulations on a wonderful season. And now we'll present the championship medals to the Ben and Al Smith Golden Eagles. Number 1, Kevin Palmore. Number 2, Micah Cowan. Number 3, Kenny Miller Jr. Number 4, Kendrick Johnson. Number 5, Tayshawn Mann. Number 11, Jai Dawkins. Number 14, Jordan Partee. Number 15, Tyseer Payne. Number 21, Darius Chukwemeka. Number 22, Caden Turner-Scott. Number 23, Jamari Shepard. Number 25, Jordan Hinson. Number 32, Kenny Faison. Number 33, Mohammed Endai. Number 34, Prince McKnight. And number 50, Tayon Lacewell. And now their staff, team managers, Demaya Ross. Praise Anganteji. Jelani P.A. Assistant coaches, D'Angelo Marsh. Brian Wright. Brent Hinson. Clarence Waddell Jr. Lamarvis Mitchell. Head coach of the Ben L. Smith Golden Eagles, Derek Party. At this time, I'd like to ask the team captains to join Coach Party with the commissioner. Come get your state championship trophy. Congratulations, Ben L. Smith Golden Eagles, your 3A men's champion. And ladies and gentlemen, there were a number of outstanding individual performances in this state championship game. And there are 3 individual awards given based on votes by media representatives covering tonight's game. The most outstanding player